Recording with a new microphone quality for my first time on the channel. Holy crap, this microphone is amazing. Yes, it is. Hello there, everybody. This is CwapTheNintendin here, and welcome to another edition of Platinum Impressions, where I talk about things, about games, and how I feel about them, and blah 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 blah. So today is going to be about Sonic Lost World on Wii U. And if you think I'm just commentating over the same game again, no, I am not. This version is different from the 3DS version. Psst, by the way, if you want to check out my impressions on the 3DS version, just click the annotation or the link in the description. Make a comment about it. But, of course, Sonic Lost World is not only just for the 3DS, it's also for Wii U as well. And the big difference about the 3DS and the Wii U version are the not necessarily the core gameplay, just the levels themselves. But, of course, before I get into that, basically, if you already read about my story about on Sonic Lost World on 3DS, it's basically the same thing as in the Wii U version. It's exactly the same, except they added a bunch of new cutscenes that aren't present in the 3DS version for some reason, like Eggman giving one of the Zeddy a Zum Zum the sandwich. You know that line in the cutscene where the Deadly Six betray Eggman? It's like, "I even made you a giant sandwich." That's the line. That's the cutscene that they added in the Wii U version. Yeah, I don't know why they added. Oh yeah, I don't know what. I don't know why they added. They added in like. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I don't know why they left out some cutscenes in the 3DS version. Like, it was in before Frozen Factory Act 4, where Xena, one of the girls Eddie, he was like, "The last time we met, you ruined my nails." And in the 3DS version, you wouldn't know that. It was like, dude, I didn't meet you the first time. I don't know. But basically, the story is exactly the same. I like the writing, of course. The Zeddy, only one of them is funny. The emo one, Zor, he was awesome. And Zavik, the leader, and Zum Zum, the fat one, was a pretty good boss fight, but whatever. More on that in my 3DS version impressions. So yeah. But anyway, onward to the main difference of the Sonic Lost World for Wii U is the levels themselves. While the zones are completely intact, like Windy Hill, Desert Ruins, etc., the levels are completely different, and some of them are more based around exploration and alternate paths more than anything, which, actually, that's pretty cool. I like that. What I'm specifically talking about is, like I said, about Windy Hill Act 1 in my demo version impressions. Some of the levels offer a bit more exploration, like Silent Forest Act 1 was full of exploration, I found out. There are plenty of alternate paths, like a Mach Speed section that I didn't even know about. Like in one of the platforms with the swamp that kills. Yeah, the swamp that kills. In the swamp that kills, you can actually go in the underside of it, and you'll find a red ring there. That's pretty cool. Oh wait, there's also a Tropical Coast Act 1 where you had the option to use drill, but oh my god, the drill was awful in that game. I couldn't even control it for butts. But more on that later, because I don't actually have a notepad attached to it or anything saying what I should say about the levels themselves, but whatever. But the main difference that the Wii U and 3DS version have with its levels, and I'm more specifically talking about the second half of the game about this, is length. The 3DS version really loves to do length, which is noticeable in like the second half of the game. I believe starting with Frozen Factory, yeah. In Frozen Factory on the 3DS version, the levels just begun to drag, and I did not like them at all. I had the least fun of them in that. Well, that's a completely different story in the Wii U version, because the Wii U version actually has fun in Frozen Factory. I liked the levels in Frozen Factory. I had a pretty good time with that. Well, Frozen Factory Act 1 near the end was kind of confusing, but once I know how to do, I was like, oh, that's what you do, okay. And Frozen Factory Act 2 may have had the snowball music of death, because that's what it was all about. But the snowball level was fun, until you got to the worst boss fight in the game, but whatever. Frozen Factory Act 3 was the casino level, and which Skyroad 1 on the 3DS had. And Skyroad 2, but... but, you know, that level was, it was alright. I mean, there was no exploration, it was just completely flat, but you know what? It was fun. I liked it. Yeah. And that's the same thing about, oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that for a minute. I had to go away for a minute because I had to check something. Or go away from the mic a bit because I had to check something, but that's the same thing about, I could say the same thing about, Tropical Coast 3. Tropical Coast 3, that was a good level, because it had grinding, and it didn't have instant death things, like Lava Mountain 2 does. Yeah, despite the fact that I feel it's kind of weird that they just dropped the, whale switching, button that they had in, like, the previous game generations. You had to manually jump to them. But hey, at the very least, you didn't have to balance on them, because I don't know about you guys, but I didn't really like how you had to balance on the rails in Sonic Adventure 2, and in Sonic Heroes. That just bugged me. But whatever. What else? What other levels did I like? I did like Lava Mountain Act 1 because it was just a boss rush and that was it. But let's just say, for the sake of, you know, whatever, that I like the majority of the levels. They were pretty fun. Some of them were flat, but you know what? They were fun. And Tropical Coast, and again, Tropical Coast Act 2, I like the gimmicks with the fruit. Yeah, I actually didn't mention that. Like, Sonic Lost World for Wii U gets kind of gimmicky, and unlike the 3DS version, where it was like, okay, you have to do this thing to do that, and you have to do that thing to do that, this was the gimmicks in Lost World Wii U actually did somehow work. They worked, for the most part, anyway. Well, I say for the most part because there were some levels that I didn't really find the gimmicks to work that well, like Silent Forest 3. That had the, it's basically just Windy Hill Act 3, but on ice. And, what else was there? Oh, yeah. Some levels, well, before I get to, like, the other levels that I kind of didn't like, in some levels they have hidden levels, and Tropical Coast hidden level was like the sky thing. Was this a sky level where you had to control Sonic's altitude through wind and stuff? You know what? That level was okay. That level was alright. I mean, I did enjoy it. I didn't really feel like it controlled bad to me, but you know, that's the case. And Sky Road's a hidden world. Oh god. It might have extra lives, but oh god. Just, oh god, it was hard as heck, man. If there's one thing I can say about Sonic Lost World, you better prepare yourselves to grind for lives like heck and do it in a single playthrough. Because apparently Sonic is now copying Mario, where if you start a new playing session, your lives will regenerate back to 5. You better be damn ready to grind for lives in like Tropical Coast 1 or Skyroad hidden level. Because, oh my god, the level... like, some levels are just hard. And a certain boss fight is hard that I'll get to later. But yeah, Sonic Lost World will kick you in the butt. Particularly if you're going after the red rings. But the way I handled red rings was, well, the fact that, oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, no stupid special stages in the Wii U version. It's just red rings, and it can make your life hell if you go after them. Like, the way I handled red rings, actually, was I grab them as I see them. So, yeah, that's why I had a particularly comfortable time, because I'm not spoiling anything when you say this. If you get all the red rings, not only do you unlock circuses to grind for animals, because you need, animals to get to, like, boss fights in the game. You need up to 700 or 7,000 if you want to go through all the levels in the game, by the way. Which the circuses are fun. They make use of the gamepad. I like them. Reminds me of old Flash games I used to play as a kid. I'm not really spoiling anything when I say this, but getting all the red rings not only unlocks circuses for you to infinitely grind for animals on, but it also gives you Supersonic, which I did see Supersonic in action. I didn't necessarily play as Supersonic because I didn't get him. Yeah. But it's just basically Supersonic with a it's basically just regular Sonic with a boost button. And it apparently looks like he has paint when he boosts. Yeah. So, I guess getting Supersonic would be nice, but whatever. I will say, though, like, even though I like the majority of the levels in the game, certain sections of Sky Road 4 and Lava Mountain 3 can just screw themselves over, because basically what Sky Road 4 did, it's basically the level before the first Zavok fight, well, in two parts of the level, you slip down sand, kind of like you do on Mario Galaxy. Or more specifically Mario Galaxy 2, because I only remember doing that in Mario Galaxy 2. But except they made the controls super slippery as heck. Yeah. They made the control all super slippery. And because when you go on one direction, it's like you're being propelled, or nearly propelled to that direction. And that got me killed more often than not, honestly. And the second section, the second the second sand sliding section, I just went like, ugh. And what's even worse is that they introduced these things where they break off after a certain time limit, and I thought you had to do that, but whoopsie doops, of course, if you don't turn around to go to the upside down section, the upside down part, which is basically attuned to the whole tubular level design thing, you die. That's instant death. It was just, And Lava Mountain 3, while I didn't mind the outside sections too much, it's just the vertical climbs before each of the Zeddy boss fights, more specifically Xena, Zor, and Zavok. Those vertical climbs were just, they were just, yeah. But, in terms of the other levels, you get levels after you beat the game, and all of the Hidden World levels, I couldn't really get into a Hidden World 1 so much, but the other 3, or at least Hidden World 2 and 3, I didn't really mind 4 so much. I didn't think it was... I thought it was just okay. It wasn't that spectacular, but Hidden World 2 and 3, those were good. Those were good. Those were good levels, because Hidden World 2 was basically what the flying levels in the main game should have been. Just you and Tails flying on the tornado. Flying on the tornado with the Believe in Myself theme from Sonic Adventure 2 playing in the background. I love that. And Hidden World 3 is just a platforming level with all these grids and disco music, which is amazing. So yeah, half of the Hidden Worlds, I liked them. And the majority of the main levels in the main game, I liked. And that also includes the DLC levels, because all I've been talking about were the levels in the game. I had to talk about the levels I liked in the game. I like the Yoshi's Island level because it looks so cute and a good sneak peek for Yoshi's Woolly World. And the Zelda level was really awesome too. Just the remix of the Zelda theme, that was great. And stuff. I'll never get the image out of my head like Sonic wearing Link's clothes. That should be an alt costume for Sonic in Smash 4. Yeah. So yeah, the majority of the levels I really liked. The only level I'm missing are the Knights level. So I can't really say anything about that because I don't have it, and I wish they would release it as DLC for those who didn't get the Deadly 6 bonus edition. Blah. But anyway, before I move on to more crazy stuff, how about the Wisps? So, the Wii U version has exclusive Wisps. The Eagle Wisp, which is basically just a flying wisp, but it goes really slow, unless I'm missing something and you could speed it up this entire time. All it is just basically a means to get up to higher ground or something, and you get just a little bit of a boost when you, when your meter is full, so, yeah. The Rhythm Wisp, I feel, is just there to get you up to higher platforming. Like, in Skyroll 4, they have the Rhythm Wisp, but I didn't really need it. Like, I could just jump on them like it ain't no thing. Basically, the Rhythm Wisp is just there to give you extra rings by tapping the icons on the screen with the gamepad. So, there you go. And, the Drill Wisp controls in 3D, like, ass. The Drill Wisp in 3D, and only in Tropical Coast Act 1, it just controlled like ass. Seriously. I couldn't even get it to control at all. At least the 3DS version let you control it in Tropical Coast 3 on the 3DS version. And, the Asteroid Wisp, my favorite wisp in the 3DS version, I couldn't really figure how to control it with the gyroscope. I mean, I'm assuming you can use the control stick, because you do indeed have the option to go to control the wisps with the control stick, but I was just using the gyroscope the entire time for that. And I couldn't really find myself getting into the Asteroid Wisp in the Wii U version. So if I can take advantage for one thing that the 3DS version has for it, is better wisps than in the Wii U version. Also, I'm playing with the gamepad. Yes, I know what to do with the wisps every single time you activate them. Oh hey, look at that. You can aim the laser wisp with the thing, and then you can press A to launch it. Yes, I know. Stop hammering into the game already. I don't know why they did that. Or, I mean, I've already used the wisp like 2 times. Why not a 3rd time where you can explain what to do? I don't know. But yeah, 3DS wisps are better than the Wii U wisps. So, there you go. Well, except for the Laser Wisp. The Laser Wisp is just awesome, regardless of what game you're playing that has the Laser Wisp in. And now, we go on to what many people consider to be kinda sorta the worst part of the game. The boss fights in the Wii U version. I can safely say that the 3DS version, again, has the advantage. The 3DS version definitely has the better boss fights in the game. The Wii U version boss fights, except for Zum second time and Zavik, basically all Zavik fights were pretty cool. They were easy. They were easy as heck. Mostly due to the fact that you have a charge homing attack, and that's basically the thing where you have the reticle going all doot 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 doot. Basically, those doos that I just did, that basically means the homing attack gets stronger. And like 2 homing attacks on Xena just did the trick. Yeah, seriously. I don't even get why they designed these boss fights like that. I mean, like, I'm all for easy bosses, but they need to be easy and fun, like Mario 3D World has. But seriously, why did they make these boss fights so easy? I mean, like, Master Zik had a good thing there, using the fruit as a shield thing. But once you go to, like, the second phase of the fight with Master Zik in Tropical Coast 4, he's not using the shield anymore. He's using his cane as a laser blast because he's a Jedi. He's an old Jedi for some reason. Because basically they wanted to rip off Yoda. But, I don't get why they decided to do that. Why not have him shoot the lasers first and then use that fruit as a shield? Which, they have a thing going for that, and I don't know why they made him so easy. But, you know, at the very least, I can say that the Lava Mountain 1 boss rush was fun because Zaz, Zum, and Master Zik used different strategies. But they're still easy. And the only cool boss fights I can say are Zum and Zavik, because Zum's was actually pretty hard. Pretty challenging, actually. And Zavik's second and third fights, they were cool. They were so cool with his own, like, boss theme and everything. Those were great. Those were really great. But for the majority of the boss fights, and sadly, even the final boss, the boss fights are pretty easy in the Wii U version. The 3DS version had more challenging fights. So, yeah. So now, we get into the graphics, because oh my god, this game looks beautiful. It runs at a smooth 60 frames per second. Of course, you can't tell on YouTube. And, and that was a cough. And that was my thing going out. And it runs at 1080p, 60 frames per second. And the game just pops out. Like, each individual area looks glorious. Especially like Tropical Coast 3 and Lava Mountain 2. Those look beautiful. That's the most visually stunning levels to me. Because Sonic grinding through like an underwater aquarium or something kind of reminds me of the Marine Tube in Black and White 2. Such a great visual. And stuff. I love the graphics. It looks great. And I'm starting to notice more of the soundtrack too. Because Tropical Coast 3... easily one of the best themes in the game. Also, Skyroad 1 has an awesome theme. Of course, to me, like, Frozen Factory has the best themes in the game. And the final boss theme was awesome. And I didn't even notice that Zavok's boss theme had just an orchestra version and not an orchestra mixed with dubstep. Which, good dubstep in a thing? What? Yeah. And, what other tracks that I find I liked? I think I like Tropical Coast 2. Or Tropical Coast Act 2 as well. Grammar. So there you go. I'm starting to notice the soundtrack more, and it's more I can better appreciate them. So, yeah. I can definitely say that, Sonic Lost World for Wii U is definitely the more superior version of the two. It's a lot more fun, and it doesn't hammer you in with stupid gimmick after gimmick that's like instant death if you do it wrong. Well, except for Lava Mountain 2, because it has instant death bombs. Meh. But, Sonic Lost World for Wii U is definitely a much more fun version of the two. I can say, just get the Wii U version, and if you're curious, get the 3DS version. So, there you go. I like the tubular level design. I like most of the levels. I like the soundtrack. Some of the boss fights, like I said, Zavok and Zom, they were pretty hard, but most of them were just pathetically easy. The soundtrack is good. The graphics are great. And like I said in the 3DS version impressions, the writing in this game is great. Is great. It's funny. Eggman is the best character, and stuff. So, do yourself a favor, get the Wii U version. And do yourself a favor, and get curious about the 3DS version. So, there you go. Now I have to go get some water because my throat might actually starting to hurt. So, I shall see you guys on the next edition of Platinum Impressions. See you guys on the next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. I can finally say that with this new mic quality. It's amazing.